welcome to Tabletop Gaming. My name is Charlie and we are at Tabletop Gaming, which means we look at all the cool stuff in board games, card games, miniature games, war games and beyond, all in a monthly magazine that we publish. If you like anything on tabletop, you're bound to love that, so be sure to check that out. I'll pop some link in a description. However, today you're here because we are unboxing once again. Now, you may have seen our video already where we unboxed this, which is the 2-player starter set for Eldfall Chronicles, because of course it gives you everything you need to get started in a fantasy skirmish game that has sort of like RPG elements where 2 factions are vying for control. But you do have options to play it competitively, cooperatively or solo, so really the world is your oyster. However, we're not stopping there because we've already looked inside. What's next, I hear you ask? Reinforcements. Now, we're just going to do a unboxing. We're going to take a look at what's inside and see what our first impressions of it are, which so far looking pretty good. You'll know if you watch this video, I really liked the sort of premium feel to it, that it felt very light, very accessible. Let's see if we get the same vibes from this. So far, I'm thinking yes. Although it is quite a dark cover, this is a really beautiful illustration. And of course, we've got plenty in here to get us going. It is still made out of unicool, which I will talk more about in a second, because I do think is a really interesting option and something that is noticeable in these games. But let's see. And great news, not only are Eldfall Chronicles sponsoring this video, but they've given us a little treat too. If you like the look of Eldfall, you can get 10% off of your purchase on their website. Use the code Charlie10 and the link is in the description. And inside, we have our very first glimpse at our Wayfarers. And whenever they're like this, I never really know where to start because look how many miniatures are in here, beautifully packed individually, so you know what goes with where. There's no need to do that. You know when you get a sprue and you've got loads of different things, it's like this one goes with that bit, goes with this bit, goes with that bit. You're looking for tiny number. It's fine. They're all individually packaged. They've thought of you about this. Let's start here because why not? We have got our character cards. They give us all the information we need to know about how we're going to play them, what they're able to do. Now, of course, this isn't the core set in sense you won't get the rules specifically with this. This is designed to supplement what you have already or grow what you have already. And therefore, you can find rules and such. If you were to pick up this, for example, they would be included with this. This is your extra. This is your next step that you go to. And what a next step it is. Let's have a look. Now, without full assembly, I won't be able to give you the final product, mostly because, for example, we have a lot of very fine pieces that will require gluing. No matter how I hold them, they're not going to be perfect. However, we have got our usual stand with the little notches in, so we're always in the right place when we do put our things in where they should be. We know that they're facing the right way round and in the right one. This one was the one that I loved from the back cover. It's a very cool looking beast. On the back of his head there is this beautiful plait. My plaits don't even look that good when I do my hair, let alone the fact that it's on a miniature in that level of detail. You can see just everything from like the brace buckles to the direction of hair. It's just really interesting. I love how far miniatures have come in such a small period of time, from being quite gloopy and quite specific to, yeah, that's about it, to then these really intricate masterpieces. And I do think they're art symbols in themselves. I think if I were better at painting, I would certainly display them around my home. Right, who else have we got here? One thing I will say that's very interesting and that I actually really like is that these have come in a lot more pieces than in the starter set, and I think that's testament to the starter set for the fact that it's as simple as it can be. It gives you how you do it. That would be enough for you to learn how to put together miniatures, and then this gets not more difficult because they're not overly complex, but they are just more pieces to consider putting together than your Eldfall Chronicles starter set would be. What I'm trying to do here is give you sort of a flavour of the core part of it. So the bit that contains the most detail, for example, which is slightly difficult, I will admit, on this one, where we have the head separate to the body. Again with the plaits. Somebody really understands hair texture and good plait work from the makers of this. And then we have the body separately. Let's see if I can hold the two together just to show you. Something kind of like that. Everything else will go together as one. We've got a lot more pieces where that came from to make it very sort of majestic and impressive. We have another one very similar, which I think are our two spellcasters of different flavours. So I won't show you that one, but it is essentially the same head, but with different features. This rather impressive one. Now I'm having to pop his head on. He does fit quite nicely. And it's actually quite satisfying to get his head on like that. But this is the core of our friend here. You'd need to do just a little bit of snipping with those just to tidy them up. It's also super useful just to hold it while it sticks, so maybe trim that off later. But we're making good headway. Let's have a look. We've got a fierce warrior here. And of course, the eclectic extra bits, so everything from hair to, you know, arms, which are quite helpful, but that does include the weaponry, which is probably why they're separate, to keep them stronger. And all of them, I don't know if I've mentioned, have got bases with them, so they can be specifically put together. No need to assemble and then scrabble to find the right bases for them. We've got another one that comes in quite a few parts. Let me just see if I can get something assembly based to show you. So I haven't trimmed these, which is why the fit isn't quite as good as we would like on this, because they ultimately won't fit. But for level of detail though, I think you can still see a lot on these. So even if they're not assembled, you can get an idea of what it is that if you were to buy this, you would be getting. And ultimately, of course, it's a reinforcement pack. It's more game, it's more miniatures, it's more opportunities to play, but I do really like the quality of these. They feel like a good quality, they feel very detailed, they look like they're going to be really good fun to paint, and I'm led to believe that's because of what the miniatures are made out of. So using this new material, which I believe is also used by Corvus Belli, you can get more detail, so you don't need to do as much tooling because it doesn't need as much, it's much quicker, it's much easier, and then therefore you don't have to do as much to it, so you can get better detail, better durability just by using a different material. Sounds good to me. I will just show you these as well, because of course with everything there is also beautiful artwork and balanced gameplay too. So we've got a good mixture here, although these are the spell dancers that I said the miniatures looked semi-similar of. And you can see what I mean between the two, because although they do different things, they are the same character model. And then we've got a couple of other bits here. Let's have a look at who we've got. And I do like that they haven't scrimped on the art for this. I think I used the term in the last video that they are very considered. Everything is there for a reason, everything is done with a touch of elegance. So they haven't made beautiful miniatures and then left the rest of the game artwork to be for naught. They've decided, no, we'll put beautiful artwork alongside beautiful miniatures. It's really nice to see. I know there are others that do this, but it's nice to see it in a compact and non-intimidating packaging too. So hopefully this can be one for a wide audience. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Of course, the real fun of the game is in the playing, and that is what Eldfall does wonderfully. So this is a really cool little extra. It has some really beautiful miniatures and you've got every reason to dive in and enjoy. And whilst that's all from us today, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you liked the look of this, I will pop links in the description so that you can go and check it out. I hope you enjoy. I'd love to hear your thoughts on which one's your favourite, whether you've played and what you think of it. I want to know it all. Thanks ever so much for watching, and as always, have a lovely day. See you next time.